All right, YouTube, today in this video, we're gonna go over the 4 reasons that people are choosing the Inland Empire over the Orange County. All right, we're collecting most of this information from the internet, which means articles online, message boards, blogs, etc., as well as my personal experiences and feedback I hear from clients, friends, family members of mine that I've talked to and helped relocate out this way or relocate away from here, as well as my personal experiences living out here for, well, I'll just say over 30 years and practicing real estate out this way, well, Southern California, for the last 10 years. Also, before we dive in, if you are thinking of moving, making a move, or have questions about moving out here, please feel free to reach out. My number, email are below. You can call, text, email, day, nights, weekends. I am here to serve and support you on the highest possible level. So please do not hesitate to reach out. I get calls, text, whichever, pretty regularly. It means the world to me. It kind of makes it easier to keep making these and really inspires me to keep pushing forward. And this page is about everything, i.e. living, eating, breathing, school, whatever. Try and cover it all. So if you have anything specifically that you'd like me to cover that you haven't seen or you're having trouble finding information on, please let me know. I'll try to make a video about it. I'm always looking for fresh ideas. Also, do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, whatever. I do put out new videos weekly, and hit the notification bell so that way you are alerted when I make those. All right, and in no particular order, let us rock, let us roll on today's topic of why people are choosing the Inland Empire over the Orange County. All right, number 1, and I would say this would probably be the biggest one for me, is crowds. The OC sits on roughly 948 square miles, which is a lot smaller than the Inland Empire. The IE between its 2 counties, Riverside and San Bernardino, is just under 28,000 square miles. So we'll break that down in a moment, but quick math says that's not 5 times, that's not 10 times, that's not 20 times, that's 29 times, which is my old hockey number. 29 times bigger than the OC. That might be a little unfair, you know, because the IE is 2 counties rather than the OC being 1. It's the IE is what a lot of folks refer to as when they combine San Bernardino and Riverside. So to break it down, San Bernardino is going to be about 20,000 square miles, which makes it actually, pressure friends with this one, it's the biggest county in not just California, but the contiguous U.S., not counting Alaska or Hawaii, but the biggest in all those 48 states that touch. And Riverside County overall is about 7,200 square miles. So each county is bigger than the OC. Like I said, the OC was just under 950 square miles. Now with Orange County's population being at about 3.2 million, that's not as much space for each individual to get their own elbow room or their own space. So in comparison, OC is about 3.2 million. The IE's population is 4.4 million. That's with Riverside being 2.4 and San Bernardino being 2.18. I went ahead and did some more math, and the IE, the Inland Empire, each resident would get about 33.36 square feet versus the OC's 1.56 square feet. Silly, but it's kind of fun to imagine just everyone like kind of in a box like that. And if you got a chuckle out of that, please leave a like or something. I don't know what kind of humor translates on here. And please don't downvote me. So, I mean, with all that said, I guess we can agree that most people would prefer to have more space. So that's a super obvious pro right off the bat. So I mean, just to kind of state the obvious, more space means less traffic, which results in more control over your time, which can make for smaller, more intimate communities, which can give you more time to do things that you actually like want to do and enjoy doing rather than, you know, sitting in traffic or longer lines at the grocery store, what have you. All right, and pro number 2 is going to be affordability. This one is probably the most obvious because I know it is a huge draw out here. I spend a lot of time doing open houses. A lot of people coming into my open houses, believe it or not, are coming from Orange County or LA, just looking for more affordable housing. So as far as purchasing a home, based on the math, what I was looking at, the average home in Orange County is going to be about just under 1.3 million, maybe 1.24 million. which is kind of wild because I know the joke now is $1 million. You know, when we were kids, we thought it was gonna be this gigantic mansion. Got to Orange County, LA. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house in a lot of areas. So in the Inland Empire as a whole, the average price is just under $635,000, and that's averaging Riverside at $720,000 and San Bernardino at about $550,000. Another thing to factor in with affordability is going to be the taxes. More expensive house, you're going to pay higher taxes. So kind of a pro to Orange County. I know we're talking about pros to IE, but one of the pros I found with Orange County is the tax rate's a little bit, on average, it's a little bit lower. So they have their taxes listed at just right around 0.8. Riverside County, when you average it out, it's about 1.3% versus 0.8. That's about a half point difference. But you also got to figure if the average price in Orange County is about double what it is in the IE, you're still paying more property taxes, albeit you're paying a lower percentage. And then one thing with the IE too, kind of going back to taxes, is a lot of homes in the IE, there's a lot of newer communities where the tax rate's closer to like 2%. You get down to like, you know, like the 90s and prior to that, your tax rate almost always is gonna be about 1.1, 1.2%. So one of the reasons for that, sometime around like the late 90s, early mid 2000s, a lot of builders, instead of just kind of paying for the bonds to bring in the infrastructure for, you know, water, sewer, schools, streets, street lights, they started adding it as a tax to the new owners. So that's where you get things like the Miller Roof special assessments. That's what that is. It's a tax on top of that base tax of, you know, 1.3 or 1.2 or 0.8. So the highest I've ever seen in California was 2.4%. Average in the newer areas, I would say, is closer to about 1.8. So what that means for you, if you go up about 0.5 in interest rate, just figure probably about $400 or $500 a month in payment, which equates to probably about $70,000 or $80,000 in purchasing power. But once you get to that point with like a lender and we have your pre-approval, you know, we keep that in mind when we're searching for homes. Anyways, with all that said, let's get back on topic because we went a little far off. But pro number 3 is going to be real estate investing. So for those folks looking to add to or start building their portfolio or add to it as quickly as possible, which is kind of the name of the game, this can be a key reason. More affordable housing is going to give you more opportunity to go out and accumulate more doors, which builds your portfolio faster. So, and there's a couple different pros to the Inland Empire. Housing is obviously, like we said, more affordable. Also, you get bigger properties or bigger houses, more bang for your buck. Right now, kind of you can go out and acquire those properties for cheaper. But also when you go to refinance them, you refinance them for a little bit cheaper, pull equity out, go buy the next one. So that'd be our method. Or right now, a big push in California especially, and a few laws have passed for this, is to make getting ADUs, additional dwelling units, a little easier to get as far as financing, making the permitting easier. So you could buy that one property and turn it into, you know, 2 or 3 doors relatively quickly. So like we said, get more doors, your portfolio builds faster. So you take that one property, rather than having to go out and acquire 3 separate ones, you could turn that one into 3. So 3 sources of income, instead of, you know, going out and trying to do the conventional method of like buying like a duplex or a triplex, which is more common. It's a creative new way of doing that. Okay, so far we have more space, more affordability, more investment opportunities. I'll give you a 4th one that is a little more fun probably. We're gonna say pro number 4 is outdoor recreation. So at the OC, you obviously have the beaches and the ocean. Inland Empire, we are landlocked, so we don't have that. But we do have, we are landlocked, so, you know, we can't compete with that. But we got a lot more space. We do have lakes, we do have rivers. And one of the big knocks I hear about Orange County is, it's got, in another video I talked about what's called the urban sprawl, just kind of that sprawling concrete, and it's kind of like it's one big suburb is something I hear. So like I said, I heard it called urban sprawl. I did another video on it a while back. So with that said, Orange County doesn't have nearly as much as we have as far as like outdoor rec opportunities. Yeah, there are hiking trails, etc. Here you got a lot of opportunity for off-roading, hiking, camping, fishing, snowboarding, snowmobiling, etc. You know, we got places like the mountains, Big Bear, Arrowhead. You go out to like Joshua Tree for the desert. That is if you're into that sort of thing. Okay, so here's a few, we just went over the pros. Here's a few reasons why people would not. And going through message boards, people can be pretty critical about the Inland Empire. We won't go into too many of the negative ones, but the big one, and this is what I hear from a lot of people, is heat. The OC, I will agree, is probably one of the best places outside of San Diego to be during the summer. You know, when you're factoring in Southern California climate, those summertime temps usually don't get past, you know, mid-90s really. I think when I looked it up, average during the summer was about high 80s. The IE, we see triple digits quite a few times. To put it in perspective, we are in the beginning mid-July right now. The temperature today, where I'm at in Moreno Valley, was 104 degrees. Yesterday was 106. Granted, this isn't the norm, but we do get these. I don't think we saw really over triple digits at all last year. I mean, maybe 1 or 2 days. This year we've already seen quite a few, and I think we have a few more definitely on the horizon as it's early July. August we could get triple digits here and there. September we get them every now and then. I know a couple of years ago, my daughter, her birthday is in October. We had high 90s. We had a pool party for her in October. But, you know, with that said, it can be rough, but a lot of houses out here do have pools. What is better, sitting poolside during the summer when it's triple digits, just kind of cooling off and relaxing with the family. All right, and number 2, why they would not move from Orange County to the Inland Empire is they have roots there, they have family there. So really not a lot to unpack or dive into there. But like I said, I see a lot of people coming out here from Orange County, and typically what I see is brother, sister, aunt, nephew, whatever, gets priced out of there. So they come out here looking for more affordable housing, or they're just tired of being in a place so crowded. Within a couple of years, another family moves out and another family member, and it just kind of turns into this family migration. You know, granted it's over several years, but it is common. And I think a lot of people don't understand what the Inland Empire has to offer, because they come out and they're usually kind of blown away by A, what you get for the price, and B, the amount of stuff there actually is to do here. All right, and then reason number three, why they would not move out here from the Orange County is job opportunities. So Orange County, obviously the cost of living's higher, and they have a little bit more established economy out that way. You know, just as it was kind of a big suburb of Los Angeles, they kind of build their own businesses. So with that said, there's going to be a lot more opportunity for work and to make money. And really with that said, a lot of people that live out this way, they just kind of commute back and forth. I have a lot of friends that work construction, a lot of clients that, you know, do construction or finance out that way or whatever. And they just deal with the traffic. And I guess I'll touch on that. Traffic, really, if there's no traffic and you're not going at peak times, you could be Orange County in about 40 minutes from here. Depending on where you're at. I'm Moreno Valley, Riverside area. It's about 40 minutes from here. Los Angeles, about an hour. During traffic, it sucks. It's far. During traffic, let's say from like Riverside to Irvine, you're about an hour and a half, maybe an hour, right around an hour and a half. Riverside to Los Angeles, let's say downtown LA, you could be, 2.5 hours. Before I did real estate, I worked construction, so I was in land surveying. I know when I had to go to jobs in LA, usually took us about 2 to 3, about 2 hours, leaving at like 6 a.m. Coming back was a different story though. That was a nightmare. Coming back around like anytime after really 4, it was like a 3-hour drive. All right, well, enough rambling and time to wrap it up. Thank you for hanging to the end of this video. And to sum it all up, the 4 reasons that we covered today, we're going to be elbow room, affordability, investment opportunities, outdoor rec. And again, my name is Justin King. And if you enjoyed this information or took something away from it, please feel free to leave a like, or if you know anyone that could benefit from it, please share it with them. It means the world to me when that happens. And don't forget to subscribe, as I do post new content weekly. Hit the notification bell too, so you don't miss out. And if there's any questions I can answer for you or anything I can help you with, my contact information is below. You can call, text, email anytime. And again, I'm here to serve and support you on the highest possible level. I'll see you on the next one.